Morning everyone, welcome to episode 7. I'm out here at the start line of a 2.5 mile. Got a few people. I've got a helper here. Gonna be my, what are you gonna be, a radio bloke?
I'm just gonna help.
You're gonna help? Yeah, cool. I saw Barclay at the front.
Yeah. You were supposed to pick me up. Remember you were supposed to stop at the start or stop at finish and pick me up and bring me here?
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I was too.
I knew you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Put that in there.
Oh, it's gonna be in there, don't worry, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, oh no, but if it's a, we'll be right.
It doesn't matter. We only had one seat in ours.
Cut that bit out.
And we had 3 people.
So we started out in the morning with some good news. Have you heard the good news?
Not.
Altair's coming back.
Yes, next year.
Next year. Yeah.
Yes, I have heard that.
Yeah.
You might have
So that's
been
great
told.
news.
Yep.
And Russell and a few others.
Supposedly 4 British teams.
Yeah, 4 British. So it's going to be massive.
And with any luck, we'll get what's his name back from Italy.
Oh, Andrea.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Supposedly he's working on a bike.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm on at 9:40, but Calvin's going to try and push all the heats forward. The wind's starting to turn a bit because it does that about this time of day. But yeah, I'll not warm up because I don't have anything to warm up on. I'll do some squats and I'll turn the bike on and make sure all the GPS and pedals work.
Yourself for later.
Yeah, this is what happened when Nick and I climbed a mountain over there a couple of days ago. It was dead calm until like this time, and then it just went.
Oh, I guess we're ending.
So we got bikes on the road of a second session or the third?
Pardon me?
Third session?
Yeah, it's good.
Third session. Okay, so I'm after these guys.
There's Hans' new rider.
Yeah.
He's quite strong. He might be a competition this year.
Yeah, so I heard. So you got David. I think it was Daniel. And then Diego. They've got the fairing on now, taking the blocks out. Here we go, Hans launching, the professional launcher.
Are you driving behind him? Okay, I'm your chase person.
Harder. So David is scratched. And here we go with the Toronto team. Perfect call. My bike. Here we go. My turn next. They're just talking about the order. I'm going to say goodbye. I'll see you on the other side. I had like 1,300 feet a minute or something.
So come over here and grab those little tabs, the red tabs on the
Red ones, the magnetic keys.
Yeah.
And you want them where?
direction of the road. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, okay. Right. You ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
That's cool. I didn't have much success this morning. I crashed. Gonna have to work on our starts because it's the first time we launched with the fairing on. But as you saw, there's a Bonneville racer out there. It's pretty cool. Got the authentic American experience, a hot dog from the service station, a burrito and some sugar water. So I didn't have much success this morning. Tipped over twice. We figured out what was wrong based on the video. David was a little bit too far ahead. Calvin, Hans, me, David, Nicholas, his girlfriend, Ellen, and their rider David all went out to the test track. Oh, and Calvin Mose, excuse me, went out to the test road and we did a few launches, working one thing out at a time. There's a few things that I was doing completely wrong. First time I've ridden it without the fairing, so you know, I don't really know the technique quite. It's been a while since I've ridden just with the camera. Even though I've ridden without the fairing, there are peripherals, and Calvin was like, even just the slightest makes a difference, and he's right, because he's always right. It did make a difference. With the fairing, we were always tipping to the left, which when my dad was doing it, that's exactly what we were doing. We were always tipping to the left. I think that was because the bike that I was using back then wasn't very good. This one, it's a lot better, but I still was biasing to the left. I was using my fingers, pinkies, to keep the handles straight. So I had both hands like that, and I was sort of stopping it from moving while we were launching and then trying to balance it. But Calvin said what we do, or what he does, is he goes to launch and he balances the bike. He pushes hard at the start for the first 5 meters, then he balances for the next 5, and then he lets the rider steer. So the rider, he said, he applies pressure, not stability. So the rider's trying to balance, or the rider's steering, but if it starts to tilt, that means the rider's steered too much, or can't steer enough to bring it back. That's when he straightens it up. So that's when he's applying pressure. So the rider can be still steering, but he only applies pressure when it's needed, which is the major factor that made it different. So as soon as he started doing that with me, I had a little bit more success. I still failed a few times, but the very last attempt we tried before we sort of called it, because it was getting way too late in the day, he did exactly that. He pushed hard to start. I pushed a lot of pressure because I've got a high gear ratio. I tend to get to a flat spot, but if I still apply pressure while I'm trying to steer, it sort of takes away from that. It puts a little bit of torque steer on the handlebars, maybe, I'm not sure. But I pushed initially, then I eased off and I just started like ticking it over, and I was trying to balance as well, just feel it, and then I got it straight away. And once I'm balanced, you know, I'm a little bit like this across the road, but I'm balanced, I'm not going to crash. So I think I'm going to be okay for tomorrow. I'm not sure if Calvin can launch me because he's the starter as well, so we'll see how we go. But Barclay's here, so he's one of the best catchers and one of the best launchers, so I'm going to ask him if he can launch me. There's a few issues I need to sort out with the camera because I had no signal on the top camera, not sure why. So I'm going to turn it on, make sure all the connections are fine, and if still nothing, maybe swap HDMI cables. I'll just do my fault finding to find out what's wrong. But I'm going to go for a swim now, and I'm not going to go to the afternoon session. I'm going to stay here and fix that, because although I could go out and volunteer, I'm not going to do that. I've got to focus on me. So I'm going to sort that out and then focus on just getting a good launch so I can actually qualify for a 5-mile run. But I cannot thank Calvin enough. I cannot describe how knowledgeable and how experienced he is. Like, unless you've met him and have like spoken to him and like just get an understanding of like his vibe and the way that he like carries himself, he's so humble, he's so knowledgeable, so experienced, and yeah, so helpful. And he really is a great teacher. He tells you everything you need to know. He knows what you need to be doing from outside the bike, and you know, if I'm not aware of it, he'll know exactly what needs to be done. So Hans had a few attempts. He's a great launcher, but we didn't quite blend as well as Calvin and I.
Okay, so we'll lean left a little bit.
Yep.
Leaning right.
Yep.
And that is centered.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, give you just a little bit of a push to get started, and I'll hold balance. You just ride as normal.
Okay.
So you're steering the bike, you're putting on power, and if you feel you have it, call it. If I know you have it, I'll tell you and let you go.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Yep.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Sorry. Leaning left, leaning right. That's centered.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Good stop, good stop.
So I came outside to look at the screens, but I found this. That's not good. That's a bearing flopping around. Now, really, if the bearing spacer is in there, if it has one, it shouldn't move, and it shouldn't move either way, because one bearing on one side holds it in to the other bearing on the other side. But yeah, I'm going to tap it out and see what I can do to fix it. I've got blue Loctite, I don't have green, but I'll see what I can do.